Have you ever encountered someone who effortlessly commands attention without saying a word? It's not about being loud or flamboyant, but about an unspoken magnetism that draws people in from the moment they step into the room. This is the power of silent attractiveness, an energy that radiates confidence, self-assuredness, and quiet strength. It's the art of making an impression without even trying, where respect and admiration flow naturally from your presence. Silent attractiveness isn't about looking perfect or putting on a show. It's rooted in how you carry yourself, the subtle ways you interact with others, and the deep comfort you have in your own identity. It's about cultivating habits that speak volumes, from your body language to your actions, which exude authenticity, kindness, and inner strength. This type of allure is built from the inside out, not from external validation or fleeting trends. And the best part, you don't have to reinvent yourself to become this magnetic force. It's about aligning with your true potential and stepping into the best version of who you already are. In today's episode, we're going to explore 11 habits inspired by timeless Stoic wisdom that can transform you into someone whose very presence leaves a lasting impression. These aren't shallow tricks, they're enduring principles that help you develop unshakable confidence, emotional depth, and a quiet influence that captivates without a single word. Think of it as mastering the subtle art of elegance, self-reliance, and wisdom. By the end of this episode, you'll realize that true attraction isn't something you chase. It's something you cultivate from the inside. It's calm, it's powerful, and once you harness it, you'll be amazed at the impact it has, not just on how others perceive you, but on how you see yourself. So, let's dive in. Becoming silently attractive isn't about being noticed. It's about making a meaningful impact without ever raising your voice. Habit 1. Embrace your authentic independence. There's an undeniable allure in those who stand firm in their own power, people who don't seek approval or rely on external validation to feel worthy. This kind of independence isn't about rejecting others or pretending to be self-sufficient. It's about crafting a life that's entirely your own, guided by your core values and an unshakable sense of self. When you live authentically on your terms, something magnetic happens. It's like the universe aligns, and people can't help but be drawn to your energy. What makes true independence so attractive is its silent strength. It's not about announcing to the world that you're self-reliant. It's about living in such a way that people feel it. When you embrace independence, you're telling the world, I'm enough as I am, and I don't need anyone's approval to thrive. And let's be real, in a society that thrives on comparison and validation, that kind of self-sufficiency is incredibly refreshing. It creates a pull that's impossible to ignore. Others are inspired by your confidence and the quiet way you walk through life, unbothered by what anyone else is doing. You don't need to shout your confidence from the rooftops. Your presence alone speaks volumes. It's the way you hold your head high, how you move through the world with a calm composure, and how your decisions reflect a deep trust in your own judgment. When you're independent, you're not in competition with anyone. You're simply focused on your journey, your growth, and the freedom to be yourself. And that's what makes you magnetic. But here's the thing. Independence isn't always easy. It requires courage to trust yourself, especially when the world around you may not understand or support your choices. It means standing firm in your beliefs, even when they don't fit into the mold that others expect. It's about learning to love your own company, not out of isolation, but because you've learned the joy of being at peace with yourself. That's when the real magic happens. The moment you stop seeking validation from the outside, you step into a space where you radiate confidence, and that's what attracts others to you. You become someone others naturally respect and admire. Authentic independence doesn't shout, "I don't need anyone." Instead, it humbly declares, I'm whole as I am, and that's why I can truly connect with others in a meaningful way. It's the foundation for relationships built on trust, respect, and mutual growth rather than neediness. So how do you cultivate this powerful habit? Start by getting clear on your own values. Are you living life according to your inner compass, or are you constantly trying to meet the expectations of others? True independence begins when you make choices based on what matters most to you, not based on what others think. Take time to be alone, not out of loneliness, but to deepen your relationship with yourself, whether it's reflecting in nature, journaling, or simply sitting in stillness. These moments reinforce your sense of identity. When you own your independence, attention will find you, not because you seek it, but because people are naturally drawn to the quiet confidence you exude. Your presence will be felt, and it will be respected, because you've crafted a life that reflects your true essence. The beauty of this independence is that it's grounded and authentic, not loud or desperate, but undeniably magnetic. Embracing your authentic independence doesn't mean you don't cherish connections with others. It means you value yourself enough to build relationships based on mutual respect, not out of need. That's what makes you quietly irresistible. It's not about being flashy, it's about being rooted in your own truth, and that subtle strength will make you unforgettable. Habit 2. Master the art of silent elegance. There's a unique kind of power in the way some people move through the world, graceful, poised, and effortless. Silent elegance isn't about drawing attention. It's about quietly commanding respect through every gesture, every glance, and every action. It's the subtle art of letting your presence speak louder than any words ever could. With silent elegance, you don't need to be the loudest or most extravagant in the room. You simply need to be your best self, radiating confidence, refinement, and calm assurance. Imagine someone walking into a room not with a loud entrance, but with a stillness that commands attention. They don't need to announce their presence, they simply are, and that's enough. This is the essence of silent elegance. It's in the way you carry yourself, how you move through life with unshakable composure, and how you interact with others with thoughtfulness and respect. It's not a performance, it's a way of being that leaves a lasting impression far more powerful than any flashy display ever could. Silent elegance starts with your body language. True confidence doesn't come from what you say, but from how you present yourself. The way you stand, walk, and make eye contact speaks volumes. A relaxed yet upright posture, combined with steady, intentional eye contact, radiates self-assurance without any hint of arrogance. It's about simplicity in your movements, no fidgeting, no overcompensating. The quieter your body language, the stronger your presence becomes. When you hold yourself with dignity and poise, people can't help but take notice. But elegance isn't just about the way you move, it's in the way you treat others. Silent elegance is shown through your manners, your warmth, attentiveness, and kindness. It's about listening with genuine interest, greeting people with respect, and treating everyone, no matter their status, with equal consideration. This isn't about being stiff or formal, it's about bringing a subtle, graceful energy to every interaction. And it's that energy that leaves people with a sense of admiration and appreciation without you even trying. What truly sets silent elegance apart is restraint. In a world that thrives on noise, the ability to remain composed, especially in moments of stress or chaos, is incredibly rare and incredibly powerful. While others may react impulsively, you remain calm, measured, and thoughtful. Your response is always deliberate, never rushed. It's this level of control over yourself that cultivates a quiet strength. The Stoics knew this well. Marcus Aurelius taught that the nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength. And it's in that calmness, that ability to maintain composure no matter the external noise, that silent elegance truly shines. To master this art, begin by becoming more aware of your presence. How do you carry yourself throughout the day? Are you rushing, tense, or scattered? Focus on slowing down, stand tall, breathe deeply, and give yourself space to move with intention. Pay attention to your interactions with others. Are you really listening to them or just waiting for your turn to speak? Elegance comes from mindfulness, being fully present and intentional in every moment. Next, refine your style. Elegance doesn't require perfection. It's about bringing your best self forward in everything you do. Whether it's dressing with understated style, speaking with clarity and confidence, or simply carrying yourself with a quiet grace, the smallest, most consistent efforts build an aura of sophistication that others can't help but admire. Silent elegance isn't about pretending to be something you're not. It's about embracing who you are with unshakable confidence and poise. It's about showing up fully, not to impress, but to share your best self with the world. Over time, your calm presence will become magnetic. People won't always be able to put their finger on why they're drawn to you, but they'll feel it. And that's the beauty of silent elegance. It leaves a lasting impact without ever demanding attention. When you master the art of silent elegance, you begin to walk through life with a quiet dignity and strength. You don't need to seek admiration, it naturally follows. And in your calm, graceful presence, you inspire others to carry themselves with a little more respect, a little more poise, and a little more elegance. Habit 3. The subtle scent of sophistication. It's the quiet details, the ones that often go unnoticed, that have the greatest impact. The subtle scent of sophistication is one of those details that lingers in the minds of others long after you've left the room. It's not about making an overwhelming statement. It's about leaving behind a faint, yet undeniable impression of elegance and refinement. A carefully selected fragrance, or simply the fresh scent of someone who takes care of themselves, speaks volumes without saying a word. This attention to detail is the essence of silent attractiveness. Think about it. How often have you been struck by someone's scent long after they've walked away? The power of smell is primal, one of our most instinctive senses. A light, sophisticated fragrance creates an invisible aura of allure that naturally draws people in. It's a subtle yet profound way of saying, I take care of myself. I value the finer details. And it's in these seemingly small touches that true magnetic attraction is born. This isn't about wearing overpowering cologne or perfume that shouts for attention. Sophistication in scent is about perfect balance. A fragrance that's too strong can be off-putting, but a soft, refined scent, whether it's your signature fragrance or just the fresh, clean aroma of good hygiene, has the power to invite closeness. It's a quiet signal that you value not just your outward appearance, but the little things that elevate your presence to something truly magnetic. Scent isn't just about smell, it's a reflection of your personality and mindfulness. When you choose a fragrance that complements your energy, it adds to the story you tell through your presence. Whether it's something woody, fresh, or lightly floral, your scent should enhance the calm, confident vibe you naturally radiate. It should blend seamlessly into the atmosphere you create, not overpower it. And while scent plays a key role, sophistication is also found in the overall care you give to yourself. Personal grooming, cleanliness, and attention to your appearance show the world how much you respect yourself. This isn't about vanity or trying to impress. It's about honoring who you are and presenting yourself with intention. When you take the time to look after the smallest details, It conveys a quiet self-assurance that others can't help but admire. The Stoics were firm believers in the importance of aligning your outward appearance with your inner character. As Seneca wisely said, "Let your outward appearance reflect the wisdom within." The true mark of sophistication isn't loud or extravagant. It's simple, dignified, and consistent. Through scent, grooming, and a thoughtful approach to your appearance, you project a presence of serenity and mindfulness that resonates with those around you. To embody this habit, start by paying attention to your self-care routine. Choose a scent that feels authentic to you, something that enhances but doesn't define your presence. Small details matter. Well-maintained hair, fresh breath, and a polished look might seem insignificant, but they're the quiet signals that project a powerful aura of sophistication. These subtle, deliberate touches leave an indelible impression, creating a presence that others naturally want to be around. Silent attraction isn't about seeking the spotlight. It's about creating an impression that lingers long after you're gone. One of the most powerful ways to leave this mark is through scent. When chosen with thought and worn with care, fragrance becomes your invisible signature, a memory people carry with them, an essence that's associated with you even when you're not around. Mastering the art of subtle sophistication through scent is far more than just wearing a perfume. It's about the quiet statement it makes. I take pride in myself, and I pay attention to the details that matter. This kind of silent allure isn't about being flashy or over the top. It's about embracing a refined, understated presence that speaks volumes without a word being said. It's the message you send through the little things, the scent you wear, the way you care for yourself, and the atmosphere you create around you. This quiet elegance doesn't demand attention, but it commands respect and leaves a lasting impression. The beauty of this habit is in its simplicity. By being mindful of the small details, you naturally cultivate an aura of self-respect and sophistication that others find irresistibly attractive. Another powerful yet often overlooked habit of silent attraction is being fully present. In today's fast-paced, distracted world, there's something magnetic about someone who isn't just physically there, but mentally and emotionally invested in the moment. It's not about trying to impress, it's about offering something rare and valuable, undivided attention. This quiet connection draws people in, not because you're seeking their approval, but because you're genuinely invested in them. In a world full of distractions, being present is a true superpower. Think back to the last time you had a conversation with someone who wasn't fully engaged. Their eyes wandered, their thoughts were elsewhere, and it felt like you weren't truly being heard. Now imagine the opposite. When someone looks you in the eye, listens carefully, and responds thoughtfully, it creates a sense of being valued and respected. That's the silent power of presence. It's not about what you say, but how you make people feel when you're truly there with them. This habit isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional and present in each interaction. The Stoics valued this mindset deeply. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." They understood that true wisdom and strength lie in being grounded in the here and now, not dwelling on the past or anxiously anticipating the future. When you're fully present, you're not only in control of your mind and emotions, but you're also in control of your interactions. And that kind of focus, that kind of clarity, makes you someone others naturally respect and are drawn to. It's not about trying to impress, it's about being real and connected. Being truly present goes far beyond just showing up. It's about observing the world and the people around you with an open mind, free from judgment. It's tuning into the smallest of details, the unsaid emotions behind someone's voice, the subtle shifts in a room's energy, or the quiet signals in a conversation. This level of awareness doesn't just make you more perceptive, it makes you more empathetic and deeply attuned to the feelings of others. This blend of social intelligence and genuine presence doesn't just make you a good listener, it makes you effortlessly magnetic. To nurture this habit, start by bringing mindfulness into everyday activities. Whether you're having a conversation, enjoying a meal, or just walking down the street, commit to fully immersing yourself in the experience. Silence the noise, put your phone away, and listen with intention. When you're fully present, your energy exudes calm, confidence, and a deep sense of care, qualities that put others at ease and make them feel valued. In a world that's always clamoring for attention, being someone who gives their undivided focus stands out. It's not about drawing attention to yourself. It's about making others feel seen and heard in a way they rarely experience. Being present isn't about making grand gestures or trying to impress. It's about accumulating small, meaningful moments of connection. It's showing up with your whole being, not just your body, but with your heart and mind engaged. As you master this habit, you'll notice something extraordinary. People will naturally gravitate toward you, conversations will flow more effortlessly, and your relationships will deepen with surprising ease. The beauty of presence is that it builds trust, and trust lays the foundation for true attraction. When you're genuinely present, you make others feel safe and respected, which turns into a silent magnetism. In a noisy world where everyone is vying for attention, you'll find that your quiet focus and deep engagement make people feel truly valued, without you having to utter a single word. This kind of silent allure isn't loud, but it's powerful enough to leave a lasting impact on everyone you meet. Habit 5. A touch of mystery. In a world where everyone seems eager to share every detail of their lives, there's something incredibly magnetic about someone who keeps a little mystery. It's not about being aloof or elusive. It's about holding back just enough to ignite curiosity. A touch of mystery is like an invitation to explore deeper, to uncover more without ever forcing it. It's about knowing the right moments to speak and when to let silence do the talking, creating an aura of intrigue that naturally draws others in. Mystery is powerful because it keeps people wondering. When you give away everything about yourself, there's no space for others to imagine, no reason to stay intrigued. But when you leave certain parts of your life out of sight, you spark a desire to know more, to discover the layers beneath the surface. This isn't about manipulation. It's about offering a glimpse of who you are while leaving room for the imagination to roam. People are inherently curious, and when you embody a bit of mystery, you become someone they're eager to understand better. However, mystery doesn't mean being deceptive or playing games. It's about being intentional with your presence. You don't have to explain every decision or broadcast every thought. Instead, share the things that truly matter and keep the rest to yourself. When you balance openness with privacy, you exude an effortless confidence and quiet magnetism that others can't quite place but are undeniably drawn to. The Stoics were masters of restraint. They understood the value of knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. As Epictetus said, "Be silent, or let your words be worth more than silence." Mystery operates on this same principle. It's not about hiding for the sake of hiding, but about knowing when to share your thoughts and when to let your actions and silence speak louder than words. A touch of mystery is also about living with layers. Be the person who has depth, who holds passions and values that aren't immediately obvious. When people spend time with you, they should feel like they're uncovering something new with each conversation, like peeling back the layers of an intriguing story. This adds richness to your interactions, making them more memorable and meaningful. To embrace this habit, start by asking yourself, Am I sharing for validation, or am I offering what's meaningful? The goal isn't to become distant or cold, it's to be intentional. Share just enough to build trust, but leave enough unsaid to keep the curiosity alive. Let people earn the privilege of discovering your deeper layers. This not only protects your space, but also makes connections more rewarding and real. When you master the art of mystery, people won't be able to place you in a box. You'll be that fascinating person they can't quite figure out yet, someone they feel drawn to, someone they want to understand more. In a world where everyone's an open book, be the one who offers just enough to make others want to turn the page. Let them wonder, let them imagine. That subtle touch of mystery, combined with quiet confidence, leaves a lasting impression, an allure that lingers long after you've left the room. Habit 6. Cultivate cultural wisdom. There's an undeniable magnetism in someone who moves through the world with an open mind and a deep understanding of the diverse cultures and experiences that shape humanity. Cultivating cultural wisdom is about more than just knowing the facts. It's about being genuinely curious, embracing the beauty of diverse perspectives, and infusing your conversations with insights that reflect your global awareness. This isn't about showing off your knowledge or wearing your experiences as a badge. True cultural wisdom is about being a student of life, listening with intent, and offering thoughtful perspectives when the time is right. It's not about memorizing every detail about different places. It's about being open to learning, experiencing, and understanding the world through a multitude of lenses. This kind of curiosity allows you to build connections with others, no matter their background or where they come from. When you cultivate cultural wisdom, you become someone who enriches every conversation, not by dominating it, but by weaving in perspectives that others may not have considered. People are drawn to those who make them feel heard and respected. By embracing diversity and understanding the nuances of different cultures, you become more empathetic, approachable, and compelling in any social setting. You don't need to force your views on others. Instead, you offer insights that spark reflection and inspire deeper conversations. The Stoics understood that knowledge of the world is essential for living a balanced life. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Look beneath the surface. Let not the outward appearances mislead you." Cultivating cultural wisdom encourages you to do just that. Go beyond what's visible and explore the richness that lies beneath. It gives you the adaptability to approach social situations with grace because you're not constrained by a single perspective. You understand the world in all its complexities, which makes you thoughtful, grounded, and intellectually magnetic. To develop cultural wisdom, start by challenging yourself. Read books that push your boundaries. Travel when you can, but if that's not possible, dive into documentaries, podcasts, or online resources that explore different cultures. Engage with people who think, act, or live differently than you do. Cultivating cultural wisdom isn't about becoming a walking encyclopedia of world facts. It's about enriching your life with diverse experiences and perspectives that deepen your understanding of the human experience. Another key to this habit is mastering the art of listening. When someone shares their viewpoint, resist the urge to instantly judge or offer your rebuttal. Instead, ask thoughtful questions and listen with a genuine desire to understand. People love to feel valued, and when you show that you are truly interested in their experiences, they will gravitate toward you. This ability to listen without judgment not only broadens your own understanding, but makes those around you feel respected and appreciated. Knowledge doesn't need to be flaunted. In fact, the most captivating people know when to listen and when to share. When you speak, let it be with humility and authenticity. Offer insights not to impress, but to enrich the conversation. People are naturally attracted to those who contribute meaningfully without turning every dialogue into a performance. Ask yourself, am I truly open to learning from the people I meet? Cultivating cultural wisdom is more about the willingness to grow and learn than about how much you already know. When you embody this mindset, you naturally attract others, not because you're trying to impress, but because you sincerely care about understanding the world and the people in it. In a society where everyone seems to have something loud to say, the most attractive people are the ones who bring depth and nuance to the table. Cultivating cultural wisdom makes you someone whose presence lingers long after the conversation ends. You don't need to raise your voice to make an impact. Your thoughtful, well-rounded approach to life will speak volumes. This is the silent power of cultural wisdom. It makes you not only attractive, but unforgettable. Habit 7. The heartbeat of compassion. In a world that constantly rushes forward, it's the rare moments of genuine compassion that leave a lasting impact. True compassion is not loud or forceful. It is a quiet, steady force that draws people in. It's the pulse that makes others feel safe, understood and cared for, simply because you're there. It doesn't require grand gestures or showy acts. It's found in the simple, everyday acts of kindness that often go unnoticed, but speak volumes about your character. While many strive to impress with charm or accomplishments, the most magnetic individuals are those who can simply be present, listen without judgment, and offer a warmth that doesn't ask for anything in return. Compassion isn't about solving problems or providing solutions. It's about offering a space where others can be themselves. It's in the kind words you offer, the smile that lights up a room, and the willingness to truly hear someone when they need to be heard. This subtle yet profound way of interacting creates a deep connection that others find irresistible. What makes compassion so compelling? It's the rarity of it. In a world driven by transactional interactions, kindness stands out as something pure and unselfish. People crave authenticity and emotional connection, and when you radiate compassion, you become a magnet for those who are searching for comfort, understanding, or just a moment of true human connection. Compassion doesn't need recognition. It flows freely and effortlessly, leaving an imprint on the hearts of those who encounter it. The Stoics, often seen as advocates for emotional detachment, understood the quiet power of empathy and kindness. Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." True Stoic compassion isn't about weakness. It's about maintaining emotional strength while being deeply attuned to the struggles of others. It's about offering understanding and care without sacrificing your own integrity. When you embody this form of compassionate strength, you become someone people are drawn to. Not because you have all the answers, but because your mere presence brings a sense of calm and comfort. Compassion doesn't mean being a doormat or sacrificing your own well-being. It's about knowing when to give and when to protect your own emotional energy. At its core, compassion begins with deep listening, not to respond, but to understand. The next time someone shares their feelings with you, resist the urge to jump in with advice. Simply listen. Often that is all a person truly needs to feel seen and heard. This act of quiet support is far more powerful than any solution you could offer. Patience is another crucial aspect of compassion. Life is messy, and so are people. Showing patience, especially in tough moments, reflects emotional maturity, an incredibly attractive quality. People remember those who remained steady and supportive during difficult times. They may never vocalize it, but they'll hold that quiet strength in their hearts, making you someone they respect and gravitate toward. Ask yourself, am I someone who makes others feel valued and understood? If the answer is not always yes, that's okay. Compassion is a muscle that strengthens with practice. Begin by being kind to yourself. You cannot give what you don't have, so take care of your own emotional well-being first. When you do, you'll find it much easier to offer the same gentle patience and understanding to those around you. Compassion is the heartbeat that connects us all. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present, offering warmth, and showing up for others when they need it most. And in doing so, you create a bond that is both silent and profound, one that people will never forget. Being compassionate doesn't require you to be flawless. It doesn't demand that you always have the perfect words or actions. It's about showing up, being genuine, and offering kindness in ways that resonate deeply with others. Compassion is a quiet force, one that doesn't need fanfare, but instead leaves a lasting imprint on the heart. People won't remember you because you were flashy or charming. They'll remember you because you made them feel seen, heard, and valued. In a world that often rushes past empathy, compassion is the subtle yet profound presence that stands out. It's not about changing the world all at once. It's about changing how you interact with it. Become the person who listens attentively, who offers kindness without an agenda, and who remains patient and composed even when the world around them seems chaotic. Silent attraction is not about being loud or trying to be noticed. It's about creating a space where others feel truly at ease. And the quiet strength of compassion is one of the most powerful ways to do just that. When you embody compassion, you become a magnet for genuine connection. It's not about performing grand gestures, but about showing up for others in a way that feels real and reassuring. Compassion allows you to build trust because people can feel when your kindness isn't conditional. When you give of yourself without expecting anything in return, you create an invisible bridge that draws people in. Compassion allows you to be a source of calm, making others feel secure in your presence. In a world full of noise and superficial interactions, those who exude quiet compassion are the ones others find themselves gravitating toward. The Stoics, often associated with emotional restraint, actually placed great importance on understanding others' struggles and offering empathy. Marcus Aurelius put it simply, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." True compassion isn't about being soft. It's about being strong enough to be present without judgment and gentle enough to offer care without expectation. When you live by this mindset, your presence becomes magnetic, not because you're doing something extraordinary, but because you're offering something everyone craves, genuine connection. Cultivating compassion doesn't mean being a pushover. It's about maintaining balance, offering warmth and understanding while knowing when to protect your own emotional energy. Compassion begins with listening. When someone shares their pain or frustration, avoid the instinct to fix it right away. Simply listen, offer understanding. Sometimes that is all someone needs to feel lighter, and in that moment, your compassion becomes the silent comfort that makes them feel valued. Remember, compassion isn't about grand gestures. It's about the small, quiet acts of kindness that speak volumes. It's in the moments when you hold space for someone's emotions, when you take the time to ask how they're doing, or when you simply offer a warm smile in passing. These actions are a reflection of a deep and quiet strength, one that draws people in and makes them want to be near you. Ask yourself, am I someone who makes others feel seen, heard, and understood? If your answer isn't always yes, start small. Compassion is a habit that deepens over time, and it begins with being kind to yourself first. When you nourish your own emotional well-being, offering that same kindness to others becomes effortless. By embracing the heartbeat of compassion, you become a source of warmth and authenticity in a world that desperately needs it. And that, in itself, is what makes you magnetic, effortlessly, silently, and profoundly attractive. Habit 9. The art of self-care. There's a magnetic allure to someone who truly understands the power of self-care, someone who nurtures their mind, body, and soul, not out of vanity, but from a deep sense of self-respect. Self-care is more than a routine or fleeting indulgence. It's a deliberate act of honoring yourself. It quietly says, "I am worthy of time, attention, and care," and that silent message is what draws people to you. True self-care goes beyond physical appearances. It radiates confidence, stability, and inner strength. When you prioritize your well-being, you create a presence that speaks volumes without uttering a word. People are naturally attracted to those who exude vitality, balance, and a genuine sense of peace. It's not about seeking validation, it's about becoming a magnet of energy because you've chosen to invest in your own health and happiness. Self-care isn't about extravagant spa days or endless pampering. It's about the daily commitment to keep your life grounded and energized. It starts with respecting your body through regular exercise, healthy eating, and enough rest. The results aren't about having the perfect physique, but about cultivating the discipline to prioritize your health. This dedication is magnetic, sending a message that you value yourself and take responsibility for your own well-being. But self-care isn't limited to the physical. It's also about emotional and mental health. Life can be overwhelming and stress is inevitable, but those who practice self-care equip themselves with tools to manage it effectively. Whether it's through meditation, journaling, or simply stepping back to take a breath, the ability to keep your mind clear and your emotions in check creates a calm, collected presence. This clarity and resilience naturally attract others who are drawn to your steadiness. The Stoics, wise in their pursuit of balance, understood that inner harmony was key to a fulfilled life. Seneca once said, "A sound mind in a sound body is a short but full description of a happy state in this world." Practicing self-care is an embodiment of this Stoic wisdom. It creates a state of equilibrium that enhances not only how you feel, but how you are perceived. You radiate quiet strength, control, and an effortless presence that others are drawn to. Setting boundaries is another essential component of self-care. It's about knowing when to protect your time, energy, and emotional space. People who set healthy boundaries communicate their self-worth without needing to announce it. They don't need to be available to everyone at all times because they know their own needs are just as important. This kind of quiet confidence invites respect and admiration from others as it signals that you prioritize your own well-being. Ask yourself, am I taking care of myself in ways that reflect my worth? If the answer isn't a resounding yes, start by making self-care a non-negotiable part of your life. Begin with small steps, ensuring you get enough rest, eating nourishing food, or taking moments throughout the day to reconnect with yourself. These acts of care compound over time, helping you build a balanced, vibrant life. True self-care isn't selfish. It's essential for you to show up as your best self, not just for you, but for those around you. When you take care of your body and mind, you bring more energy, patience, and clarity to your relationships. Your calm presence becomes magnetic, and people will naturally gravitate toward your grounded, positive energy. As you make self-care a consistent habit, you'll find something extraordinary. The more you invest in yourself, the more others will be drawn to the quiet confidence that comes from truly valuing who you are. Self-care doesn't scream for attention. It speaks through the subtle, lasting impact of your presence. And as you continue this practice, you'll notice the world takes notice. Not because you're trying to be seen, but because you've created a life that radiates effortless allure. So, take care of yourself, not for others, but because you deserve it. In the process, you'll find that the world is more attracted to you than ever before. Habit 10. Emotional intelligence and social awareness. There's an undeniable allure to someone who truly understands and connects with the emotions of those around them. Emotional intelligence and social awareness are powerful, yet often underestimated traits that can make you effortlessly magnetic. It's not about manipulation or trying to control the outcome of every situation. It's about sensing the pulse of a room, navigating interactions with grace, and responding with empathy. This level of awareness doesn't demand attention. It quietly draws people in because it makes them feel valued and understood. At the heart of emotional intelligence lies the ability to be self-aware, recognizing and managing your own emotions while being deeply attuned to those of others. Imagine a room filled with tension. While others might feed into the stress, the emotionally intelligent person remains calm, centered, and poised, offering a steadying influence. Their ability to observe and respond thoughtfully makes them someone others look to for guidance, even in chaotic moments. That quiet composure is magnetic and makes a lasting impact without them ever needing to say much. In interactions, it's not always the words that people remember, but how you made them feel. Emotional intelligence allows you to create a space where others feel seen and heard. It's about engaging with people on a deeper level, not by dominating the conversation, but by listening attentively, responding with care, and connecting in a way that feels meaningful. This silent but powerful habit makes you memorable. Your presence lingers, not because you tried to steal the spotlight, but because you made others feel important. Social awareness, which is closely linked, is the ability to pick up on subtle cues and adjust your behavior accordingly. It's knowing when to take the lead, when to step back, and how to navigate complex social dynamics with ease. The Stoics were masters of self-mastery and social awareness. Epictetus famously said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Cultivating this habit helps you engage more thoughtfully, ensuring that you speak when it's your turn and remain a patient listener when it's not. The journey to emotional intelligence begins with self-awareness. Reflect on how you typically react when emotions run high. It's not about suppressing your feelings, but about managing them with balance. People are drawn to those who stay steady in the midst of emotional turbulence, who don't get easily rattled. This internal stability is quietly magnetic, radiating confidence that others admire. Empathy is the next crucial step, being able to tune into the emotions of others, even when they don't speak them out loud. It's not about fixing problems, but about offering a compassionate presence. Sometimes, all it takes is a kind gesture, a listening ear, or a few comforting words to show that you truly care. These small acts of understanding carry immense power and create a deep connection that people remember long after the conversation ends. Social awareness also means being mindful of the energy you bring into a space. Are you contributing to a positive atmosphere or unintentionally adding to the tension? When you walk into a room, take a moment to observe before you act. Notice the dynamics, the unspoken cues, and adjust your approach accordingly. A person who practices this level of awareness is responsive rather than reactive, creating an environment where others feel comfortable and supported. To cultivate emotional intelligence, practice being fully present in every interaction. Put away distractions, make eye contact, and engage with others in a way that reflects genuine interest and respect. Notice the subtle cues, body language, tone, and facial expressions, because these are the unspoken ways people communicate. The more attuned you are to these, the more magnetic your presence becomes. Ask yourself, am I creating an atmosphere of understanding, or am I unintentionally adding strain to the situation? By approaching interactions with mindfulness and empathy, you'll notice how people are drawn to your calm, confident, and considerate energy. They won't be gravitating toward you because you're seeking attention. They'll be attracted to the steady, peaceful aura you bring. In a world where egos often drive conversation and impulsiveness dictates behavior, emotional intelligence and social awareness stand out as quiet strengths. They don't need to announce themselves, they're felt. When you cultivate these habits, you move through life with a sense of ease, purpose, and connection that others can't help but be drawn to. The confidence that comes from emotional intelligence is magnetic, compelling, and deeply attractive. Being emotionally intelligent isn't about perfection, it's about presence, awareness, and thoughtfulness. It's about knowing when to speak, when to listen, when to lead, and when to follow. As you nurture this skill, you'll find that people aren't just drawn to your words, they're drawn to who you are, someone calm, attuned, and effortlessly magnetic. Cultivate this habit, and you'll leave a lasting impression wherever you go. Habit 11. Consistency and reliability. In a world that often values flash and instant gratification, there's something irresistibly magnetic about someone who embodies consistency and reliability. These traits don't scream for attention, they quietly command respect. People can always count on you, whether it's for a favor, a promise, or simply being there when it matters. This steadfastness isn't about making grand gestures, it's about showing up day after day and letting your actions do the talking. It's the power of being dependable, the rare ability to be counted on in a world where so many fall short of their commitments. When you're consistently reliable, you create a sense of stability in the relationships around you. People know that if you say something, you mean it, and that's a rare quality. Whether it's personal or professional, when others know they can trust you to follow through, it fosters a deep, unspoken admiration. Your actions speak louder than words ever could, making you stand out in a way that draws people in. No need to boast about your dependability, it's proven through your reliability. But reliability isn't just about sticking to promises, it's also about showing up when things get tough. Life is full of challenges, but when you remain consistent, when you stand firm in your commitments despite obstacles, you demonstrate a quiet strength that people gravitate toward. It's not about perfection. It's about being there when it counts, no matter how inconvenient or difficult it may be. In today's world, where people are often flaky and unreliable, your consistency is not only rare, it's incredibly attractive. Think about the power of being someone who shows up no matter what. In a sea of empty promises, you're the one who doesn't back out, who follows through, and who doesn't need to be reminded to do what they said they would. This reliability becomes your reputation, and over time, it builds a deep sense of trust. People seek you out because they know you're the one they can turn to when everything else seems uncertain. Stoicism teaches us the importance of living in alignment with our values, and Marcus Aurelius's wisdom, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one, resonates perfectly with this principle. Consistency is the embodiment of those words. It's not about talking about who you are, it's about showing it in everything you do. And in doing so, you build an invisible magnetism that others can't help but be drawn to. When you're consistent and reliable, you become someone others trust and rely on, and that's an allure no one can ignore. Reliability also ties deeply into self-respect. When you're consistent, you're not just honoring your commitments to others, but you're also honoring your own integrity. Each time you follow through, you're reaffirming your belief in your ability to deliver on promises, whether to others or yourself. This strengthens your own confidence and builds an inner resilience that radiates outward, making you even more attractive in the process. It's not loud or flashy, it's earned, and that quiet confidence is magnetic. To truly cultivate consistency, start small. Keep the promises you make, no matter how insignificant they may seem. These small acts compound over time, and before you know it, you've built a reputation for being someone who can be counted on. Over time, these steady actions will speak volumes, making you someone others are naturally drawn to because of your reliability. Moreover, consistency isn't just about keeping your word, it's about being emotionally steady as well. People are attracted to those who bring stability into a room, who are calm under pressure and don't let their emotions control them. Being emotionally consistent means not overreacting to situations and being someone others can rely on to remain composed, even when things go wrong. This emotional steadiness is another form of reliability that adds to your magnetism. Ask yourself, am I someone people can count on? If the answer isn't a resounding yes, take a moment to reflect and start small. Be consistent in the little things, your routines, your promises, your daily habits, and build up from there. Over time, these efforts will shape you into someone whose presence is both grounding and magnetic. Ultimately, reliability doesn't demand attention. It earns respect in the quietest, most powerful way. In a world full of distractions and unreliable people, being someone who is steady, dependable, and true to their word makes an unforgettable impression. You become someone people not only respect, but are naturally drawn to because you exude a quiet strength that's hard to ignore. Consistency and reliability are the foundation of a lasting, attractive presence. When you make these qualities a core part of who you are, you create an aura of calm assurance that others can't help but admire. You don't need to be loud, flashy, or perfect. You simply need to be true to your word, day in and day out. And in doing so, you will leave a lasting impression that goes far beyond the superficial. As you take the next step forward, pause and reflect on these habits. Which ones stand out to you the most? Which ones spark something inside you that's ready to grow? Remember, it's not about making sweeping changes overnight. It's about embracing those small, meaningful actions that, over time, transform the way you show up in the world. If something here resonated with you, take a moment to consider how you can weave these habits into the fabric of your daily life. Trust the process. Trust that with each step, you're building a foundation for a more authentic, confident version of yourself. So, keep evolving, stay true to who you are, and let your actions reflect the quiet power of intentional living. Your journey to becoming your best self is unique, and it begins with the small choices you make every day. Until we meet again, keep that quiet strength close. Stay focused, stay true, and most of all, stay in motion. The best version of yourself is already on the horizon. Go out and meet it.